My name is Klara and I'm a triple negative breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed on the 4th of December 2019. Initially when I was diagnosed, they found a few lumps on my left side, and then after my full body scan, a small lump was found on the right side. So I had cancer on both sides. Prior to my diagnosis, I was somebody that many people might have considered to be quite healthy. I was vegan. Yeah, one of those. I still am. And I didn't smoke. I rarely drank the last few years. I also exercised quite a lot. On my mother's side of the family, there was no breast cancer history. Nobody had ovarian cancer. And on my dad's side of the family, his sister did have breast cancer, but she was a breast cancer survivor for many years until her death. When I was first diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, I presumed that genetic mutations went hand in hand with every triple negative breast cancer case. I presumed that I'd have to have a double mastectomy, a full hysterectomy, and at least my ovaries removed. And then it was suggested to me that I should take a genetic test to see if I was positive for any faults in the BRCA genes. And those results would help me make a decision on the surgery that I would be getting later on in my treatment plan. I did, of course, hear about Angelina Jolie and her preventative surgery that she had years ago, because she was very public about that. And women that have these mutated genes have a much higher percentage of getting breast cancer or ovarian cancer. I filled out the forms and I sent them to the genetics department in Crumlin Hospital. It was suggested to me that I should get a lumpectomy because my lumps were kind of small-ish, and after my chemo, my cancer went to 1/10 of the size that it was, so it seemed like quite a good choice. I'm going to go back a bit. So on the first day that I was diagnosed, I made a friend in the hospital that was also diagnosed that day that had triple negative breast cancer. She sent away her form for the genetic testing last January as well, and she got her testing done and her results back in time for her surgery, so she could make a kind of rational decision. About a week before my surgery date, I had a meeting with my surgeon, and I was asked, what were the results of your genetic testing? And I couldn't tell them because it hadn't been done. So I rang them again. I went with a lumpectomy because I just presumed I had no mutations, and you know, I was healing, and then I had my radiation sessions, and during radiation, I just kept ringing them. One time I got through to a lady that was quite rude to me. She told me that I wasn't on a priority list because I had no real family history. And she told me there was a little bit of a wait anyway. There usually is quite a wait, and with COVID I could be waiting maybe a year and a half. Near the end of my radiation treatment, I got a phone call from somebody else from there that seemed to be absolutely lovely. And they told me I could get put on a cancellation list. My consultation would be over the phone and that my testing would be done remotely. So I got blood taken in my GP's and that was posted off to them. That was about 16 weeks ago, and I got my results on Thursday. When I answered the phone, I recognized the voice and accent instantly. It was the really nice, empathetic lady that eventually got me the test. But my heart was just moving into my neck. And I just knew what she was going to say. She said to me, do you still want to know the results? Because some people don't, which totally perplexed me. I just can't get my head around that, how some people completely want to live in the unknowing when you can be sure of something to a certain extent in your life, to a certain extent, you know. So she said to me, there is a wee fault in your BRCA1 gene. I said to her, do you mean wee as in little, or do I actually have this mutation? And she said to me that she was sorry to tell me that I did. She confirmed it. Old me would have cried. Yes, I was in shock, but I feel like I'm a completely different person than the person I once was. I took it in. I made some weird jokes. She was totally empathetic, as I said, but I had this deep anger within me that I was trying to suppress during the call, because I thought, I wish I had been given this test sooner. I didn't know whether to get angry at them, the genetic testing place, or to get angry at COVID or myself for not pushing to try get some sort of private test done, just paying money and just really doing it. I didn't even realize I could do that until there were some cancer groups that I spoke about it in, and they said to me, different women said to me, why don't you just pay for it online and do it? Of course, she did discuss the surgeries with me. And I said to her that I would have a double mastectomy. She said by me doing that, that would cut my risk of breast cancer down a lot. There would be a 95% chance that I wouldn't get breast cancer again, although of course there's still a chance I might get it. She then discussed the other surgeries, And she asked me if I had children or if I wanted children. I did tell her that I had frozen my eggs before chemo. She said I could possibly wait until I was about 41 to get my fallopian tubes and my ovaries removed. And she said to me there's a 50 to 50% chance I will pass it on to any biological children. So I don't know. I did Google afterwards, can frozen eggs be tested? And I think there might be a way. Overall, I'm fine. I didn't expect myself to be this fine. I did a lot of online shopping that day. I bought myself 6 dresses and a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of trousers and a headband as an early birthday present to myself. Bit ridiculous as we're in COVID times, but yeah, it will give me something to look forward to when that arrives. My lowest point was when I was initially diagnosed. I was in a very dark place. I presumed that I was going to die, and I was destined to die very young. If you saw my initial video about my diagnosis, you will know what I mean about that. And my huge thing was, I thought, I'm going to die without knowing real, true love. At one stage in my life, I didn't believe in love for me. I possibly didn't really love myself. I didn't see my worth. And I really wanted to work on myself. And I'm so, so grateful for the person that I have become, although I do like to still work on myself every day to be the best person that I can be. And I fully, fully believe that I will find great love someday. And that I will find somebody that matches me in inner strength. I want somebody who's a fucking warrior like me. So yeah, I am a fucking warrior. I'm not nervous about the operations that I'm going to have. I'm not exactly sure in what order I'm going to do things. Double mastectomy I will definitely do as soon as possible. And I'm going to take everything day by day, step by step, and try to be as positive as I can be and see the good in everything and know that everything is for a higher purpose. Thanks a million for watching.